Okay, today we're going to do 1.1 Intro to Graphing. If you look at the notes on Canvas, you're going to see plotting points, finding intercepts, and the different quadrants. Make sure to take a look at that. I'm going to just do a few examples from the end of the notes. Okay, the first one is graph the equation. And we've got y equals 3x plus 5. And in this section, we're just going to make an XY table. Okay, in a future section, they're going to show us the different formulas. So we'll make an XY table. And remember that you can pick whatever value you want for x, and then you plug it in to get your y value. I would pick, lower values for x so that you don't get huge values that you have to graph. But you can pick anything you want. So if you get a fraction when plugging in the number, maybe pick a different number so you don't have to graph a fraction. Okay, so I just picked out a few. I picked -2, -1, and 0. And we're just going to plug those in for x to see what our y is. So we've got y equals 3 times -2 plus 5. And that gives me -6 plus 5, which is -1. Okay, so we've got -1 there. And then just do that for the other two. You'll get 2 and 5. And then you'll just plot the points. So I've got -2, -1, -1, 2, and 0, 5. And then just connect your points. Okay, so then the last two problems in our notes are the distance formula and the midpoint formula. So let me write those down first of all. Distance formula . Okay, given 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, if we want to find the distance between those 2 points, we'll use this formula. D equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, and then we also have the midpoint formula. If we want to find the midpoint between 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, we're going to use this formula. So we've got x1 plus x2 all over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 all over 2. Okay, notice you're just finding the average between those two values. Okay, so my problem, I'm going to just give us 2 points here, -8, 3, and 2, 5. And let's go ahead and just find the midpoint formula first. We'll find the midpoint between these 2 points. Okay, all right, so we'll plug everything in. I suggest labeling your points x1, y1, and x2, y2. It doesn't matter which one you label which. And for these two formulas, it actually doesn't matter the order you put your x's in. It'll still give you the same answer. But for future sections, this is going to help us out. So I'm just going to name this first point x1, y1, and this second point x2, y2. So we can plug it in just like we see in the formula. So we've got -8 plus 2 all over 2. And we've got 3 plus 5 all over 2. And simplify. Remember that you need to do the top first. It's like there's imaginary parentheses around the top. Okay, so remember your PEMDAS. So we've got -6 over 2. And we've got 8 over 2. Which finally gives me -3, 4. And notice you leave the answer as a point. It is a midpoint. All right, let's find the distance. Okay, the nice thing is we've already labeled our points for ourselves. So we'll go ahead and we'll plug in 2 minus -8 squared plus 5 minus 3 squared. Okay, and I recommend just simplifying it by hand. In your notes and in your homework, it's going to ask for the exact answer and the approximate answer. Well, to go ahead and find the exact answer, I think it's just easier to do it by hand. Okay, so we've got 2 minus a negative, so that means plus. So we've got 10 squared here, and we've got 2 squared here. Okay, that gives us 100 plus 4. So we get 104. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and find, this is the exact answer. Let's go ahead and find the approximate answer, and then I'll show you how to simplify the exact answer. Okay, so I'm going to get my calculator out here. If you have a graphing calculator, you can just punch in second. The x squared button will give you the square root, and put in 104 and press enter. And it gave me 10.2 approximately. Okay, so that's the approximate answer. Then if we want to simplify our exact answer, we can do the prime factorization. Okay, so just take prime numbers into 104. The first prime number is 2. So I'm going to take 2. And that goes in 52 times. And then 2 can go again 26 times. And 2 can go again 13 times. And then it's the square root. So you're going to circle the pairs. We've got a pair of 2's here, and that's it. So you can take a 2 out, and what's left underneath the radical is multiply the leftovers back together. So we've got 26 left underneath the square root. And that's our exact answer. Okay, so check out the notes and check out the homework.